Hey guys, Jeff Voiles here. You're probably sick of me by now, but it's about 10 minutes to 11 in the morning on Sunday. I can't believe the weather here. So all you guys, all my friends and colleagues in Vegas, I'm sorry. I melted for 24 years out there, and anything in triple digits is brutal. So anyway, headed to the crossing this morning. Haven't been there in a while, and it triggered me last night sitting with some friends, and the fact that the comment was, well, we haven't been to church forever. And I always look at that as, is that what it takes? Is that what it takes? And if it does, that's great. But at the end of the day, I thought about the price we all pay, and it's not about money. It's about the ability to look back and not regret, but the things that we sacrificed, the things that we went through. It has been a long road, and those that have survived that road begin to realize that they do need to give back. And whether it's a marriage or it's health or it's jail, or you're in jail, or accidents, or it doesn't matter how bad it is. They're not problems. They're just incidents, and we have to deal with them. But when we look back, it gently nudges us in the right direction. But it's funny because we all, as humans, take the path of least resistance. And from the minute we wake up in the morning, what's easiest? And it's not always the worst, but what's easiest. And that's 85% of the people in this world, and 15% are getting up and doing their thing. So we have to look back and go, what is the price that I've paid? And it doesn't matter what it is, but what is it that I paid to get to this point? And everyone has that breaking point. Everyone knows that at some time you see that commitment, and the commitment comes at all different levels, and it always depends on what is that turning point, what is that trigger. There's so many dichotomies in this life that keep it interesting, and our perspectives are always moving and shifting. And so how do we perceive it? We feel uncomfortable giving, we feel uncomfortable volunteering, giving back. What is it that we say and do for others that help us understand that our life has to change? And when I talk about addiction to our afflictions, we crave that. It's like sugar, or it's like any other drug. And sometimes subconsciously we crave that argument, or we crave that intensity, or that challenge, or, and it translates into relationships, into jobs, into, our intensity goes up and down, and we're raw. I mean, at some point, the rawness is triggered by, we realize it's triggered by a lot of different things. But when you deal with people that have stripped down and really peeled that onion back to the point where it reveals things that we've been that have been hidden, and it's good and bad. So anyway, at the end of the day, if you can start, not beat yourself up, but start something very simple today that gives you that motivation. I don't know anyone that doesn't like to do good, and I believe everyone in this life has the ability to be honest, and most people are honest. Most people are good people. And once again, I always go back to the 85%. And the 85% of the people are low energy in this world, and that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's what we deal with. And you lower on the scale you go, the more intense it is. And these are people that are in prison. These are people that have done, heinous crimes. And the more you move up the ladder means that you're closer to that 15%. And so that's where I choose to be, and it's not easy. Once again, you can't beat yourself up. You have to commit yourself and not look at perfection, not look at things that make you perfect and it's exactly what should be done. It's not like that. It's about recognizing, and catching yourself doing something right and not something wrong. So anyway, we get to the point where it makes sense. Some of the people that I'm surrounding with, I came back from Las Vegas because I look at the times that I've had, and I look at the price that I've paid in all regards, and I look at that as a story. And my story is that I'm closer to giving full commitment to people, and the satisfaction I've never got over years and years of running around the world and traveling and working and having, and it's not about the things. And I see that people attach themselves to that superficiality, that the things that we have, and it's pretty cliche, but at the end of the day, we are not our things, right? We're not our things. We are something more pure. And if you take those things away, does that mean you go away? Because if you attach yourself to those things, that's who you make yourself. So today is another beautiful day, blessed day, and I hope that we can all commit ourselves to one thing, and it's not that difficult. So I am gonna fight this parking situation and hopefully find a perfect spot. I don't know why I'm so good at parking, but I know the last thing I spoke about was ego, and it's difficult to look at how that ego runs our life, and I don't want to beat that point to death, but it's something, I don't care who you are, it's something you struggle with, and it's something that drives people more than others, and it really is a focus, and an ego is the poison we all deal with, and being able to accept someone cutting you off. And I'll say it again, if you let them in, they can't cut you off. So, and once again, that's a metaphor, and we look at things and we let people in, and we let things happen to us, and we let things become more a part of our life, and that fear goes away. We stay and we jump outside the now, and we start to stress, anxiety, stress, the debilitation of all of these thoughts, because thoughts lead to emotions, and our emotions lead to stress and anxiety, and those are about things that never happen. So our future dictates our anxiety, and that's sad, because most of the time, if you think about it, most of the time it never happens. It never happens. Whatever the worst is in our mind, it never happens, but we create it. And so as peaceful as I am right now, it's because I'm right here, and I think about the past, but I only refer to it when I need to, in the sense of understanding what it does to help me make better decisions. But to stay focused right now, once again, and the more I talk, the more I'm gonna get resistance, because that means I tell people it's grow up, and it's grow up, show up, and do things, just do it. And most of them tend to and really stay in the past and the future, and that's where it gets a little sideways. So it goes back to alignment, and I can't wait to talk about alignment later, but this is kind of like checking in live. It gives me a chance to reach a lot of people, and it is hopefully making a difference for some, and I get so many interactions now with people that want to step into that realm of the good that's in them, and it's tough. We push that down, we push it down until we can't find it. So you have to decide, who stays in your life and who doesn't. And I'm always a big believer that people leave your life and leave you at precisely the right time, and people come into your life at precisely the right time. So that is an easy way to look at it, because you are a direct reflection of what you attract and how you behave. So I think changing the way you think makes a major progress in that direction. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, and that's a big deal. So I always say one more thing before I jump in here, that pause for 3 seconds. It doesn't take much, but it did change my life. If you can pause for 3 seconds, and that hesitates, and it gets you in in a thought process that stops you from doing, saying, being. 3 seconds. It's amazing. 3 seconds change your life. So I will catch up to you later. See ya.